After wrapping up the deals for Onana and for Mount, it does look like negotiations with Atalanta for the young prodigy Rasmus Højlund are possibly going to advance over the next week or so. And despite the higher price tags, I don't think we can underestimate how important signing a striker is going to be for this Manchester United side. Højlund looks like a player that would fit United's system perfectly. I would feel a lot better if he was coming in to be backup to somebody like a Harry Kane. But I don't think we're going to get the opportunity to see that. I think it probably is going to be the case of Højlund will be coming in and he'll probably be the number one, and he probably will also be the only one signed. I don't think we're going to sign a backup as well. And I think he does have many standout qualities that would make him shine as a Manchester United player. And I think it's important to look at these because I did it myself a week or so ago when I was comparing the price that Atalanta are looking for, which is 85 million, to the price that Manchester City paid Dortmund for Howson, which was 56 million, allegedly. Now, there's all sorts of things going on with Manchester City and what they're paying, and there's some rumoured £800,000 a week to Erling Haaland. There was an enormous fee to his father that was in the mixer as well. So it's a little bit sketchy trying to put an exact price on what City paid, also what they declared, versus what Manchester United are currently being quoted for Rasmus Højlund. Now, I did it myself when I said, look, he's only scored 9 league goals. Well, that's factual. That's not necessarily like anyone painting a picture positively or negatively. It's just a fact. It's stating a fact. And Haaland did pretty much score that many in a week at Manchester City. Not every week, but still. Now, when you break that down, that's only 20 and a half 90-minute games that he played. He didn't play a whole lot of 90s, and he does have a decent international record. But I'd like us to look at the 5 things that we could expect from Rasmus Højlund, because I do think he is who we're going to be looking at signing. So number 1, physicality. Højlund has been admired for one of the longest times because he has an incredible level of physicality. Hard to ignore level of physicality. And Serie A is a physical league. It's definitely physical to the Premier League, which relies a lot on very quick transition and players having to run hard. Serie A is a little bit more man-to-man physically. And you've got some very, very strong defenders with some very good technical defensive qualities that make it difficult for forwards to rack up tons and tons of goals. And if you've not got something about you, you're going to sink in that league because they've got wildly old defenders all over the show. Now, Højlund is 6'2", 6'3". He is an aerial threat. He is strong. He holds the ball up well. He uses his physicality against older, more experienced players, and he uses it well. So I absolutely expect in the Premier League, where there isn't quite the same level of technical detail when it comes to the art of defending, where it is a little bit more of a basketball game, where it is a little bit more of a game based on transition, I think he'll stand out even more. Number 2, pace. He is deceptively quick. He's not blisteringly fast, but he's not slow. And he often catches defenders off guard with powerful runs. And he threatens in behind, especially against the high line. He does have the threat of getting in behind. And I think he messes really well with any of the over-top balls that look to come on. At the moment, United kind of rely on a cross-field switch in behind the opposite fullback. But when someone goes to play that ball, there's a lot of moving parts to being able to play that ball. You can't just glance up and dosh one 45-yard at an angle with the right backspin on it. You've got a little bit more leeway when you're in the centre of the pitch and you're going straight over the top. And if you can go straight over the top, your forward can curve his run and pop in and stay on side, and it's not as obvious telegraphing a ball as it is if you do it from one wide area to the other wide area. You can have a little dink over the top where someone can go and get on the end of it, and that would be something that United just don't have at the moment. And as we've seen on pre-season, we haven't really got any sort of focal point in the team at the moment. So a striker coming in that can hold the ball up well, but also threatens in behind as well, you would see a different Manchester United without a shadow of a doubt. Number 3, tenacity. Højlund works hard off the ball. No ifs, buts or maybes. He works hard. He grafts, and it's probably one of the first things that I think Ten Hag likes about him. He leads the line with a real purposeful counter press, and he is extremely different to Anthony Martial off the ball. More comparable to both Cavani and even Weghorst in how they are out of possession. And I think for that reason, there's a big reason why Ten Hag wants him in the squad. Number 4, potential. It must be stated, signing him is a risk. It is. If you like, listen, Steve, can we get 25 goals next season? You say, yeah, you get Harry Kane. If you want 20, I think you look at Osimhen. And if you want the unknown quantity that could grow into something, you're looking at Højlund. Now, Osimhen and Kane probably going to cost you more than what Højlund is going to cost us, but they would probably also deliver more goals. Now, Kane might be able to deliver goals over a 2 or 3 year period, and then it'd be an unknown quantity. Can he continue to do that for years and years and years? Højlund may never deliver the quantity of goals that Harry Kane delivers. Never. He might never do it. But I think there's an overall player that really complements what Ten Hag's trying to do. And I think he might score a lot of goals in a team. He might help others score goals in a team. I'm not sitting here claiming he's world class. I'm saying there's a risk. I'm saying there's a real potential in him, but it's unrealised potential. And we'd have to see it. And that's why I don't really want us to pay 85 million for him, because I think the pressure that price tag would put on him might be too much. If he comes in at 45, 50, this is a hard-working, stubborn young striker, doesn't really give it up. That's a player that I think you could grow to like, but if he comes in with that 75, 80, 85 million pound transfer fee, he's got to walk in like Harry Kane and try and score 30 goals in one season. And that's hard to do. And I think that might be too far for him. There's a risk and reward element with signing someone that's a little bit unknown, but that goes out the window when you pay 85 million for him. So United have to get him at a sensible price. Otherwise, it's not a sensible deal for us. And I think the last thing for us to look at is he is a gifted forward. He is an intelligent player, and his role in the United side would probably suit him absolutely perfectly. If he was looking for the makeup of the player that I think suits this team and this manager, he is it. Yet he is unproven. He is sharp, predominantly left-footed, deadly combination of power and accuracy. 9 Serie A goals. Like we said, it's 32 appearances is the headline, but it's 20 90s. And this doesn't look world-beating. And he's had a little bit of an adjustment period there, but it's a notoriously tough league. And he drops deep in the Atalanta side. He collects the ball. He gets involved with a build-up. He has got accurate passing play, comparable to what we would need at United. He's always able to receive. He averaged 10.99 progressive passes received per 90 over the last year, which is mega. It was his first season last year in one of European top leagues, and he impressed loads for his performances. He adapted really well to the Serie A defenders. He carries the ball well. He progresses it into the box. He has 1.96 progressive carries per 90. Puts him in the top 15% of people in the world. 7.53 touches in the opposition penalty area, which puts him in the top 6% in the world. Good quality, solid numbers, which I think just get multiplied when he gets the quality around him that United possess. Signing him could do wonders, but there is a risk, and the risk is associated with the price, and the risk is associated with the lack of proven capabilities that he's got at the highest level. And there's also the risk that Manchester United is too big for you, as it is for a lot of people. But if he's available for less than 50 million, I like it, and I think he's a very positive signing, and I would like to see what he can do in a United shirt. But I also want to know, what do you guys think? Is Rasmus Højlund going to be a success at United? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.